All right, Ryder's back, hot off the presses, buddy. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing great.
All right, you're doing good. So last time you were here, we talked about the men's Money in the Bank match, and on the SmackDown side of things, these were the three competitors. So I thought it would be good symmetry to kind of bring you back here and talk about this United States title match at Crown Jewel. So have you been up to date on the Game 7 or the 7-match series of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes on the SmackDown side of things?
Yeah, I was able to see what happened in the match.
All right. So overall, what do you think of the overall presentation of the 7 matches between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes? Do you think it's been good kind of filler and really good establishment for Carmelo and Andrade back on the SmackDown roster and up to the SmackDown roster for Carmelo?
Yeah, the matches have been really good, and they really showcases their talent of what they're able to do.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much the point of it. And you picking up on that is pretty ideal and probably did its job doing so. So it was a 7-match series, which was 3-3 leading into last Friday night, where it was Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade, and the winner would face LA Knight at Crown Jewel. And the kicker was LA Knight is your special guest referee in the match. So ever since match 5, where it was in match 5 in this series, the winner was going to face LA Knight. And Andrade won that match. And then Andrade was to go on to be defeated by LA Knight in his United States opportunity. And ever since then, LA Knight has kind of been intertwined with these two guys. So I like that idea, but the execution I didn't really necessarily love because it was built up for Game 7, right? Game 7 in sports is massive. You hear that in the World Series, you hear that in the NBA Finals, and especially in the NH Finals, you get super excited, and it's quite the drawing card. And for them to build up Game 7 and being it kind of clunky and kerfuffle and not deliver from a sports aspect, and for that to be the reason here kind of hurts the overall presentation of the series. But overall, it did its job, like you said, to establish and showcase the two wrestlers. So as a big sports fan yourself, Ryder, do you think it's acceptable for these guys to kind of go out there and blow off a Game 7 to lead into this match?
Nah, I didn't think LA Knight needed to involve himself, and then he didn't disqualify, but he just ended the match because he just started beating them both up. I feel like there was no need for that. They should have just had one of them win and then go face him.
Yeah, I think it kind of tarnished the overall 7-game series between the two. Did some good for the guys involved, but overall hurt it. With all that being said, I feel that doesn't really hurt this match. I think it will be a really good match. LA Knight is over as hell, and these two guys are excellent wrestlers as they showcase in the last 7 matches. They have immense chemistry, and I think that them working not around, but with and around LA Knight could kind of, looking at this card, be one of the better matches on this card, even with the lackluster build into it. We talked a lot about Carmelo. We talked a lot about Andrade. What's your feeling on LA Knight? Last time we talked about him, I know that you felt that he had an opportunity to win Money in the Bank, but since then he has become the United States champion. Do you think he was do you think it was the right move for him to beat Logan Paul at SummerSlam? And 2, what do you think of it since then?
Yeah, I think it was the right move for him to beat him. Logan really hasn't done much since he's won the title.
Yeah.
And there was really no need for him to keep it any longer. And then
he kind of did his job as champ, and for him to put over Knight kind of made Knight in a way. What do you think about Knight coming out of that big title win since and his future?
Yeah, I think he's done good with the title. He hasn't really done much with it, but he really, it looks good when he has it, and it he's done better than Logan Paul has done already.
Yeah, it's from a, I get what you're saying there for sure, and I agree with it to an extent. I think he definitely deserved it. He's kind of old. He's 40, 41, maybe even 42, but nowadays that's not necessarily that old. Back in the day, he'd be considered a dinosaur, right? Think of a cowboy, right? Think of Roger, right? That guy's a dinosaur, huh? But nowadays in the WWE, look at AJ Styles. He just turned 50 and he's still they're just kind of starting to present him as at the end of his career. So LA Knight, with the modern world of sports medicine and so on and so forth, and the modern evolution, so to speak, of humanity or whatever, I think he's in a good spot to be just fine in his early 40s within the WWE. But yeah, I feel that he could get higher than the U.S. title, and the U.S. title is warranted, and it could be a way to establish him as a bigger player and maybe test him out perhaps as a future WWE champion. I could definitely see that. You agree with that sentiment, or do you think this is kind of his ceiling and this is all he'll get?
I think really the U.S. title is just the max will really hit. I don't really see him getting like the world title at any point in his career.
Even like the Raw one where it's Gunther's had it and Rollins had it and Drew's had it. You don't think LA Knight can reach that? What's in it? What do you not see? Is it his in-ring skill? Because he's mega over. He can talk around anyone, talk with anyone. What is it? You just don't think he has the in-ring skill or the star power? What is it?
It's really just the in-ring skill. Guys like Gunther and like McIntyre seems like they really have that, but I just don't see it as much in him.
Do you know he wears lifts in his boots to make him appear a little bit bigger? I don't know. I think that might hold him back. Because in some matches, like when he'll face these guys aren't necessarily the tallest, right? So he'll present himself to be just a little bit taller. But when he goes in there against a bigger guy, he wants to present himself as a little bit bigger. Like when he wrestled Sheamus, right? He kind of kept fucking up. It's because he had lift in his boots.
Yeah.
That's a little behind the scene thing right there. That is a little weird. So maybe I should try that. Should I try lift in my boots?
Yeah, probably.
That's fucked up. Trying me short.
Yeah.
I'm 5'7". 5'7" is average in America. But anyways, we're not going to go over there. This guy's a big wide receiver now. He thinks he knows height, huh? I'd still moss you. You ever get mossed?
Yeah, okay.
All right, we're not going to go down that tangent because we don't need to talk about football because I know how things are going with you in football, and things necessarily aren't going that great, right? So
oh my God.
We'll leave that as be. All right, Ryder, we're at the end of this. Who do you think's going to win? Do you think either one of these guys has a chance to dethrone LA Knight?
Yeah, I've got Melo winning the match.
Wow, you really have Melo. Oh, wow. That I feel that would be an upset. Do you think he pins Andrade or pins LA Knight?
I'm pinning LA Knight to win it.
That's quite the bold prediction. All right. Is that just what you want, or do you feel it?
Both. I want him to win it, and I just feel like that's probably what's going to happen.
All right. I would be surprised. I feel that LA Knight will retain. I'm not sure. Maybe I think he'll pin Carmelo, actually, because I feel that they go back to the well and they have a real Game 7 between these guys. And I feel that LA Knight won't be involved. He won't. I think this was a vehicle to kind of get a match at Crown Jewel, and really for LA Knight, for LA Knight to do the last month. These guys have been built up to this level due to their performances and whatnot. And I feel that maybe perhaps one day Carmelo would be the one to dethrone him, but I don't think it would be at Crown Jewel. I feel that LA Knight just kind of getting started as the U.S. champ. So I'm actually going to disagree with you. I feel that he pins LA Knight. LA Knight pins Carmelo, and then they'll redo Game 7. And I feel that Carmelo will beat Andrade in Game 7. And that pinfall loss here at Crown Jewel won't really mean much in the long run. And perhaps he'll get another match against LA Knight, maybe at like Saturday night's main event or something, if there's enough time for that. I don't know if it's be at Survivor Series or whatever, but I feel like, or maybe like New Year's resolution for SmackDown or whatever, a big SmackDown, Carmelo maybe wins on LA Knight then. And then maybe LA, something like that.
Melo's going to be the one to beat LA Knight for the title.
But hey, it would be really shocking to do it here. And then their Game 7 could be for the United States Championship, right? And LA Knight's like maybe banned from the arena or something, or ringside or whatever. So it's a possibility. I would think that if LA Knight were to lose, it would definitely be Melo over Andrade.
Yeah.
You know Melo's from our neck of the woods? Framingham, Massachusetts. You know, he's from Framingham,
Oh,
Massachusetts. One of Lannon's wrestling coaches coached Carmelo in wrestling. So that's pretty cool, huh?
oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, all right, Ryder, you hear it first. I think we're going to have a little gentleman's bet. I got LA Knight and you got Carmelo Hayes. The winner will buy Starburst or something at the next Friar game. Deal?
Deal.
Well, it's a good deal for you, right? If you win, you get Starburst for me. If you lose, freaking Cowboys got to go buy me Starburst. That works?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, buddy. It was fun to have you on. We'll have you again around Rumble season. Is that cool?
Thank you.
All right, let's book it. See you then, buddy.
See ya.